Welcome to Unwritten, Stories from Snuggly.Cloud, where each tale unfolds with every choice. Settle in and let the narrative guide you.
The trial chamber awaits. How will you begin?
Experiment. Attempt a simple spell.
You raise your hands cautiously, whispering the incantation for a simple levitation charm. The air inside the chamber shimmers faintly. A soft glow ripples along the carved symbols etched into the stone walls. Though the spell is modest, a small feather resting on the floor lifts gently into the air, spinning slowly. The chamber feels alive with latent energy as the patterns pull softly, arcane currents humming under your skin. Yet, the runes also hint at greater power and complexity just beyond your reach. Do you?
Attempt a more advanced spell, drawing from deeper concentration.
Drawing a steady breath, you focus on the swirling motes of magical essence writhing in the air like invisible serpents. You recite the complex words of the binding spell, seeking to tether one of those serpents to your will. The chamber dims imperceptibly, the glow from the runes sharpening to razor-bright lines. A sudden surge of energy crackles along your arms, locking you in place as the spell takes hold. But the serpentine energy lashes back, sharp, wild, protesting your claim. The backlash stings like a lash across your mind and body, and you feel your strength waning. You stand at a fragile precipice of control. One more misstep, and the binding could break free with chaotic force. Do you?
Push onward, reinforcing the spell despite the pain.
Your will hardens like steel forged in the deepest fire. Ignoring the sting of arcane backlash racking your limbs, you pour every ounce of your determination into strengthening the binding. The serpent-like energy twists violently but begins to yield, coiling tightly at your command. Suddenly, a surge of raw power bursts free, too much for your trembling control. A shockwave knocks you off your feet, and the world blurs as magical energy tears through your very being. Your vision flickers, your breath halts, and darkness claims you. The chamber falls into an eerie, unnatural silence. You have died, consumed by the wild magic you sought to command. Would you like to?
Beg the ancient magics for a second chance at life, accepting the unknown consequences of survival.
A faint warmth blossoms within the depths where your soul nervously flickers. An ancient voice murmurs through the chamber's silence. It offers you reprieve, but at a price. The wild magic that nearly consumed you now weaves into your very essence. You rise slowly, feeling a subtle, unpredictable pulse beneath your skin, a gift and a curse. You survived, but the arcane forces have marked you. You sense your magic may now surge beyond your control in moments of great stress or emotion. The chamber waits silently, the runes flickering with newfound awareness of your altered bond to the energies. Do you?
Search the chamber for protective artifacts or scrolls that might help control your wild magic.
The chamber's shadows lengthen as you kneel, eyes scanning every crevice and engraved stone for hidden compartments. Your fingers trace faint seams along the walls, and your pulse quickens. There, a barely perceptible latch cleverly concealed beneath a swirling rune. With a gentle press, the stone panel slides aside, revealing a narrow recess. Inside, ancient parchment scrolls are carefully bundled, their edges glowing faintly with a protective enchantment. Beside them, a small carved amulet lies cradled in velvet, its surface marked with symbols that shimmer softly. The air hums quietly, as if the chamber itself welcomes your discovery. Do you?
Examine both closely, seeking clues to their proper use before acting.
You settle into a calm, deliberate pace, carefully lifting each scroll and the amulet into your hands. The scrolls are inscribed with elegant calligraphy interwoven with intricate sigils, protection spells, warding charms, and instructions for channeling volatile magic safely. The amulet feels cool and steady, its carvings humming faintly under your touch. You discern a pattern of intertwined serpents encapsulated by a ring of light, the same serpentine energy you struggled to bind. This suggests the amulet might serve as a focus or stabilizer for the wild magic now part of you. Knowledge and caution settle together like the still air in the chamber. Using these tools hastily could either ground your power or unravel it further. Do you?
Carefully study the scrolls to prepare the protective ward before using the amulet.
You spread the scrolls before you, tracing the delicate script with steady fingers. The words evoke an ancient, steady rhythm, the gentle weaving of protective barriers meant to cradle chaotic energies without suffocating their essence. As you recite the incantations beneath your breath, the runes in the chamber pulse softer, in sympathetic response. Gradually, a faint shimmer surrounds your form, a translucent veil of luminous energy, fragile yet resilient, layered like the feathers of a bird's wing. You sense the amulet's power calling quietly, waiting, your magic now tempered, but not caged. The chamber feels still, expectant, as if holding its breath. Do you?
Stand and test your control magic with a cautious spell.
Rising slowly within the shimmering ward, you extend your hands once more, focusing on a simple orb of light spell. As you utter the soft incantation, a small, glowing sphere blossoms between your palms, steady and warm, its edges undulating gently but never faltering. The protective ward hums softly, cradling the magic, damping the wild surges that threatened your control before. A quiet confidence settles over you, yet a flicker of distant warning lingers, a reminder that the balance remains delicate. Do you?
Approach the chamber's central altar to seek further guidance or challenge.
You step toward the chamber's central altar, a stone pedestal etched with the deepest and oldest runes, glowing faintly with a ghostly blue light. The air thickens with ancient magic, and a low hum reverberates through the floor beneath your feet. As you draw nearer, the runes shift subtly, revealing patterns that seem like a language, or perhaps a riddle meant to test both mind and spirit. The altar feels like a gateway, not merely to power, but to revelation. Do you?
Attempt to decipher the rune riddle on the altar.
You lean closer, eyes tracing the shifting patterns of the runes upon the altar's surface. The carvings seem to dance, forming phrases in an ancient tongue your studies have only partially revealed. Slowly, meaning emerges. To master that which seeks to master you. Bind not with force, but with understanding true. Balance the wild with calm and with light, or all shall be lost in unending night. The riddle resonates deeply with your recent struggle, the warning and the path intertwined. A faint warmth radiates from the altar, as if inviting you to embody this wisdom. Do you?
Use your magic to try to calm the wild energy within you, focusing on harmony rather than control.
You close your eyes and draw your breath deep, letting the rhythmic pulse of the chamber's magic seep into your veins. Instead of commanding the serpentine energy, you listen, feeling its restless heart, acknowledging its fierce desire for freedom and expression. Slowly, you extend your hands again, weaving a gentle enchantment not of domination, but of peace. The wild energy coils more calmly, responding to your respectful approach, settling into a flowing dance of light and shadow entwined. A soothing warmth spreads through you, the earlier tension easing as harmony blossoms within your core. The chamber brightens softly, the runes above the altar glowing in quiet approval. Do you?
Place your hands upon the altar as a gesture of unity with the wild magic.
Your palms rest gently on the cool, etched surface of the altar. The runes beneath your touch flare briefly with radiant light, pulsing in rhythm with your heartbeat. A subtle warmth spreads from your hands through your arms and into your chest, as if the altar itself recognizes the accord you have forged with the wild magic. A sudden cascade of visions floods your mind, glimpses of ancient wizards who once walked this path, their struggles and triumphs intertwined with the very essence of the magic you now share. Their lessons are silent but potent, echoing the harmony you've embraced. The chamber brightens whole, light filling every corner as the ceiling's mystical symbols glow in brilliant azure. A soft, calm voice, neither intrusive nor commanding, whispers in your thoughts. Balance honored, power tempered. The trial bends to your will, apprentice. Step forward to claim what you have earned. Before you, a new passage shimmers open in the far wall, inviting you onward. Do you?
Enter the passage to discover the prize or revelation awaiting you.
You step through the shimmering passage, leaving the chamber's glowing runes behind. A cool breeze brushes your skin as the walls narrow, leading you into a hush-filled corridor lined with softly luminous crystals. Their gentle light bathes the path in calming hues of blue and silver, mingled with faint, almost imperceptible whispers that tickle your ears, fragments of forgotten knowledge, or perhaps the watchful breath of ancient spirits. At the corridor's end, an ornate chamber unfolds before you. In its center sits a pedestal carved from midnight stone, atop which rests an intricately crafted staff, the shaft twisting like intertwined serpents, their eyes glowing with serene, steady light. This is no mere weapon, but a symbol of mastery, a key to channeling the wild magic you have come to understand. The air feels thick with expectancy. To reach for the staff is to embrace your growth, your new path as a mage tempered by wisdom. Do you?
Examine the pedestal and chamber for any inscriptions or warnings before touching the staff.
The midnight stone pedestal bears finely carved inscriptions spiraling around its base, their fluid script ancient yet resonant. Bearer of the serpent's bond, let wisdom guide your hand beyond the bond. Choose with purpose, embrace not just might, for power unbridled invites endless night. Along the chamber walls, faint etchings depict visions of previous wielders, some triumphant, their forms radiant and serene, others undone by reckless grasp, consumed by the very magic they sought to command. A subtle chill creeps through the air, stirring whispers deeper than before, as if the chamber breathes caution into your very soul. Do you?
Accept the warning and approach the staff with deliberate care, prepared mentally and spiritually.
With steady breath and focused mind, you step forward toward the serpentine staff. Each careful movement echoes your resolve to honor the warning etched in stone and history. As your fingers close around the smooth, cool surface, a gentle pulse vibrates through your grasp, like the heartbeat of the magic itself acknowledging your mindful acceptance. A soft light envelopes the chamber, wrapping you in a serene glow that feels both empowering and humbling. The whispers you heard earlier settle into a quiet harmony, as if the ancient magics themselves have granted their blessing. You stand at the threshold of mastery over the wild power once so threatening, a mage tempered not only by strength, but by wisdom and respect. The trial is complete, but your path has only just begun. What will you do next?
Ask it out loud. Are we done yet? I want to walk around.
Your voice breaks the serene silence of the chamber as you ask aloud, "Are we done yet? I want to walk around." For a moment, only the soft hum of the mystical aura answers. Then, almost imperceptibly, the light around you shifts, as if acknowledging your question with gentle amusement. The room seems to loosen, not in dismissal, but in quiet permission. The ancient magics no longer press upon you, the trial's tension easing. You sense freedom to explore this chamber and the passage behind you, to move at your own pace and consider what lies beyond mastery. The serpentine staff remains steady in your hand, a calm companion as you turn your gaze toward the chamber's corners, the passage behind, and even the faint outlines of hidden alcoves yet unexplored. Where will you go?
Walk slowly back through the passage and see where it leads beyond the trial.
You turn away from the staff and retrace your steps through the softly glowing passage. The crystalline walls hum faintly beneath your fingertips as you walk slowly, savoring the quiet freedom that now surrounds you. The corridor opens into a vaulted hall lined with ancient tapestries, each depicting scenes of mages and elemental forces entwined in complex dances of balance and conflict. The air here carries a subtle scent of earth and rain, grounding you after the intense brilliance of the trial chamber. Ahead, a heavy wooden door carved with twisting vines and stars stands slightly ajar, inviting your exploration beyond the confines of the trial. Do you?
Knock and push open the door and step into the new chamber beyond.
You raise your hand and gently knock on the sturdy wooden door. A faint echo answers, resonating with the stillness of the ancient hall. Then, with a smooth, deliberate motion, you push the door open, the hinges creaking softly as it reveals the chamber beyond. Inside, dim candlelight flickers against walls lined with shelves heavy with dusty tomes, ornate relics, and whispered secrets. The air is thick with the scent of aged parchment and faint traces of incense long gone cold. This room feels like a sanctuary of knowledge, a hidden archive preserved through the ages. A solitary, high-backed chair faces an empty pedestal at the room's heart, as if awaiting the arrival of someone destined to claim its purpose. The silence here invites contemplation, and perhaps more questions. Do you?
Sit in the chair to rest and reflect upon the journey you have undertaken.
You lower yourself into the high-backed chair, its sturdy frame embracing you like a quiet refuge. The room's muted candlelight casts soft shadows, allowing your thoughts to drift freely. Memories of the trial surface, the pulse of wild energy, the riddle of the altar, the serpentine staff now resting in your mind as much as your hand. Here, in this sanctuary of knowledge, you feel the weight of growth intertwined with the promise of what lies ahead. The chamber's stillness offers clarity. Mastery over magic is not a destination, but a journey marked by patience, respect, and continual discovery. As you sit, the air seems to shimmer faintly. Perhaps this quiet moment is itself a gift from the ancient magics you have mastered. Do you?
Rise and examine the pedestal in the room's center for its purpose.
You rise slowly from the chair, the quiet creak of its wood grounding you in the present. Moving toward the pedestal at the chamber's heart, you observe its surface closely. It is crafted from dark stone, its top polished smooth but bearing faint indentations, possibly shaped to hold an object once vital and now absent. Carved along the pedestal's edges are delicate motifs of entwined vines and stars, mirroring those on the door. The inscriptions here are less explicit than in the trial chamber, more symbolic, suggesting connection, guidance, and the weight of knowledge passed forward. There is a quiet power about the pedestal, as though it waits patiently for an offering or an act, a gestural acknowledgement that this room's mysteries are linked to the path you have begun. Do you?
Place the serpentine staff upon the pedestal to see if it activates or reveals more.
You carefully place the serpentine staff upon the polished surface of the pedestal. The moment the staff touches the stone, a ripple of energy flows through the chamber. The entwined serpent motifs on the pedestal begin to glow softly, their light weaving together with the staff's own steady pulse. A low, harmonic tone fills the air, resonating deep within your chest. Slowly, the pedestal's carvings shift, revealing a hidden compartment beneath the surface. Inside rests a small crystal vial filled with a swirling silver liquid and a delicate scroll sealed with wax, bearing a symbol matching the staff's serpentine design. The chamber seems to breathe, awaiting your next move. Do you?
Take the vial and scroll to examine their contents and significance.
You lift the crystal vial and the sealed scroll from the hidden compartment with reverence. The vial's silver liquid shimmers softly, seeming to pulse with a gentle inner light. You sense a potent magical essence within, perhaps a rare elixir or a distilled embodiment of arcane energy meant to aid you. Breaking the wax seal on the scroll reveals finely penned script inscribed on fragile parchment. The words describe a ritual of attunement, how the vial's essence, when consumed, can deepen the bond between wielder and staff, unlocking new depths of harmony and control over the wild magic. But a cautionary note follows. Such power requires humility and steady heart, lest the untethered forces rise again in chaos. The chamber's calm presence feels like a silent urging to consider carefully the path you will choose. Do you?
Meditate on the ritual's meaning and consequences before acting.
You settle once more into the quiet stillness of the chamber, the vial and scroll resting carefully in your hands. Closing your eyes, you breathe deeply, allowing the room's ambient magic and the echoes of your journey to guide your thoughts. In meditation, the ritual's weight becomes clear, not just a means to augment power, but a solemn covenant. The elixir promises growth and harmony, yet also binds you more tightly to the wild magic's capricious nature. Your mind drifts through visions of those who came before, some who wielded their gifts with wisdom, others undone by haste or pride. The path ahead demands more than strength. It requires patience, balance, and an unshakable humility. The chamber's stillness deepens your resolve, illuminating the gravity of choosing when and if to partake in this ritual.
Do you?
Choose to set the vial and scroll aside for further study and preparation before committing.
You carefully place the vial and scroll back into the hidden compartment, ensuring they are safely tucked away for the time being. The decision to prepare more before committing to the attunement ritual feels prudent. It honors both the power you've gained and the caution the ancient magics have impressed upon you. The chamber remains serene, as if approving your measured resolve. There is no rush here, only the steady flow of time and the eternal patience of these hallowed halls. What will you do next?
Continue exploring the shelves and relics in this chamber for further knowledge.
You've been listening to Unwritten on Snuggly.Cloud. Thank you for joining the story. Until next time, may your path be calm and your choices be yours.